Guys, we are back for Top Eliminator Group 2 for the Memorial matchup. We got some real nice cars in this one. Full field, so we got 5 groups of Top Eliminator. They are full, so there is 16 cars in every group. And we're gonna start out with seeding 1 in this one. First up in the right lane, we got the Jungle Gym Nova. Stuart Barber gonna be in the right lane. Running up against Clark Gaynor's orange funny car, going to be in the left lane. Pretty slick. Racers are ready. First pass or first pair of seeding 1. Here we go. All right, left lane goes 590 with a 1 for Clark. Right lane goes, wait, actually, was that right?
Left lane, yeah. Stuart was in the right lane.
Stuart was in the right lane, yeah, okay. So Stuart runs at 805. 805 with a 5. Probably was looking for more out of that one. That's why I was a little bit confused on that one. Oh, we did lose a front tire, but we got it. We'll get Stuart up there, runs 805. Gonna be looking for more next pass. And Clark goes 590 with a 1. Next up in the right lane, Bluey, Cody Clark. Gonna be in the right lane. Pretty snazzy looking Viper. Running up against the Radical Prize Body. This is Rob Herbert. So this is a Radical Prize Body and kind of a joint effort between Radical Bodies and Viper. So Rob was nice enough to donate a body, and I said, hey, I'll throw a chassis in there. So we did an Alki Funny Car chassis under it. This car will be available as a grand prize at the end of the race, but we're letting Rob race it in this class, which is pretty cool too. So he's going to be in the left lane. Car should rip pretty good. Both these guys, good builds. Here we go. All right, left lane goes 534 with a 9. Right lane goes 713. So good run by both of those guys. Pretty slick looking pair there. And they're both Vipers, which is always a bonus. So next up, White Lightning, Keith Atkinson in the right lane. Modded out Tyco. Running up against Kevin Stalker's Gone Postal. This car's got some history. This car always going rounds. So should be a good matchup. Here we go. All right, left lane goes 558 with a 7. Right lane goes 819 with a 2. Kevin takes that one 558, but an 819 would beat it. So next up, Dean Cummings, quarter horse out of Colorado. Pretty cool looking rig. Gonna run up against Gabe Zamor, Venom car out of Minnesota. We have seen this car too go rounds. Actually, let's see. This one, not staging, so I'm gonna do our little label trick here. We want that on the driver's side. Okay. Sometimes when there's metallic underspray or backing, or if it's too see-through, the infrared sensor system will actually just see right through it like it's nothing. So put that in there. See if we got her staged up like a glove every time. So we got Gabe Zamor against Dean Cummings. Here we go. Seeding 1. All right, right lane goes 608 with a 3. Left lane goes 635 with an 8. Good run, guys. Moves us over to the right side of the ladder. We got Clark's red funny car up on the right lane. Make sure this one stages. Yep, no problem. Up against Cornhole Keith Atkinson. We've seen both these cars out before. I'm sure these guys have done some tuning on them to improve their times. Racers are ready. Here we go. All right, right lane takes that one, 553 with a 0. Keith goes 1.2057. So even though that car didn't go fast, it still went low in its index. So good job. Okay, next up we got another Colorado car, Ronnie Mullins Confusion top eliminator car. Gonna be over in the right lane. Cool looking body on that one. I love the style. Up against Kevin Stalker's Flash, so pretty cool. I think that's a Camaro. Camaro versus a Vet DP. They are staged, ready to rip. Here we go. All right, left lane Flash goes 357 with a 7. That car definitely too fast for top eliminator. That should be in pro index, Kevin, but you might not have known how fast it was going to go. That thing was a ripper. Ronnie goes 637 with a 6. They will both be back for seeding 2. Next up, we got Vitamin C, Rick Hice out of Ohio. Car's running in top eliminator and pro index. So he is going to be looking for a 4.0. And then we got 10 gears after, we got Dave Goodwin out of Vermont running in the left lane. I think this might be Dave's first entry with this, so welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the show. These guys are ready to rip. Let's do it. All right, Vitamin C goes 416 with a 1. And left lane goes 132 with 7. They will both be back for another round later of seeding. And our last pair, Copperhead, Tom Protsik out of Ohio in the right lane with the Viper Corvette. Running up against Keith Atkinson's Stingray out of Illinois. Stingray is a modded out Jag car. Let's make sure that gets staged there. All right, it's staging on the bumper. But he is in. Let's do it, guys. Here we go. All right, left lane. Keith Atkinson takes that one. 589 with a 3. Right lane goes 1090 with a 3. So that concludes first round of seeding. Going to get the tires cleaned. And we will be back for second round seeding shortly. All right, guys, we're back for seeding 2, Group 2, top eliminator. First up in the left lane this time, Jungle Jim, Nova funny car, Stuart Barber, ran an 805 earlier, blew the front tires off of it. It was so fast. And ClarkSr's orange funny car ran a 590 with a 1. He's going to be in the right lane this time. And we're going to see if either improves. That car didn't move, so that is not good. No time for Stuart. We got a 589, 0 for Clark. That is a bummer for Stuart. Not sure why it didn't move, but I did give it a bump. The braid might be a little bit flat. So I'm gonna actually, let's see, we'll put Clark back. I'm gonna adjust Stuart's braid real quick and just make a pass. It's not gonna count, but at least we'll know that that's all that it was. So. And this can be for Stuart's own notes. Here we go. Okay. So it made it down there. So he'll be back first round. Ran a 7:12 that time. So the unfortunate side of that is he's going to be locked into the 8:0. But we know the car can run 7:12. But that's just the way it works. Next up, we got Cody Clark with Bluey, going to be in the left lane. Ran a 7:13 earlier. Up against Radical Prize Body Rob Herbert. Ran a 5:34 with a 9. They are ready to rip. Here we go. All right lane goes 5:19 with a 9. Left lane picks up big time, runs a 6:29 with an 8, so almost a whole tenth out of Bluey right there. Bluey. All right. Next up, we got Keith Atkinson's White Lightning, ran an 8:19 earlier. If you guys aren't keeping track of your times, always know the official racing data log is available for download on the Viper site. I always recommend you guys keep track of your times for each race. Even the date, you know, the temperature is a little bit different back here than it has been in the previous races. We are in climate controlled space, but the back here is not climate controlled, so it ranges between 68 to 73 degrees. That's kind of the range, like when it's negative outside and when it's 100 degrees outside. But just, you know, data is key. So just pointing that out to you guys. We got Kevin Stalker in the right lane with Gone Postal. They are ready to rip. That car is not wanting to move. So had a little bump there. Kevin goes 5:12 with a 1. Keith goes 7:60 flat. Okay, I'm gonna take a look real quick at Keith's pickup shoes. I think that car might just have too big of a front tire on it, but it could be wheeling a little bit also. That's one of the downsides to running an all ceramic setup, is these cars just don't have a lot of weight on the nose, and when you spring them the way that they should be sprung to get the right amount of conductivity, the car just wants to pop up and wheelie. So a little bit of a bummer, but you can see too black marks just on the tips. That's definitely where the pickup shoes are riding, so we'll have to watch that one for first round. Next up, quarter horse Dean Cummings in the left lane. Not sure if this is Dean's first race with us or his second or his third, but if it is your first race, Dean, welcome. Thank you for the support. We got Gabe running in the right lane. Gabe's been with us since the beginning, so we appreciate you. Let's do it, guys. Here we go. All right, left lane goes 5:89 with a 2. Right lane goes 6:38, 0. Good run. Consistency is key in top eliminator racing. So next up in the left lane, we got ClarkSr's red funny car. He ran a 5:53 earlier, and Keith Atkinson's cornhole ran a 1:20 with a 5. So great pass, doing it again. Here we go. All right, left lane goes 5:47 with a 5. Right lane goes 1:14.35. Okay, next up we got Flash, which actually put these on the wrong thing here, but that's all good. So next up we got Ronnie Mullins with Confusion. Gave me a little bit of confusion right there. He's going to be in the left lane this time. Ran a 6:37 earlier. And we got Kevin Stocker's Flash, who ripped a 3:57 earlier. So that car is super fast. It is a Flash. Here we go. All right, Flash goes 3:62 with a 2. Left lane goes 6:50 with a 3. Once again, too, if you guys are watching, if you're trying to understand how we keep track of all the cars have a ID number. They also have a card. So even if this car was to be placed in the wrong spot on the board, we can match the ID numbers super easy. We put one on all cars. We make sure that they stick on there, they stay on there, and keeping track of your guys' cars is absolutely our #1 priority. So just keep that in mind. Next up, we got Vitamin C. Rick Hice ran a 4:16 with a 1 in the right lane. He is going to be in the left lane, and we're running Dave Goodwin's 10 gears after in the right lane. So cars are staged. Here we go. All right, Rick goes 4:15 with a 1. Right lane goes 1:28.39. Good rip out of both. Good Rick for Rick. Next up, in the left lane, Copperhead, 1:09 last lap. And we're running up against Keith Atkinson. Stingray ran a 5:89. This is a Jag car, so check this out real quick. Jag car, pretty hopped up. Really small crown gear. It actually looks like a T-Jet crown gear. Big old motor, strong magnets, and a cool AFX body. So really quick Jag car. They are ready to go. Here we go. Last pair. All right, right lane. He goes even quicker. Goes 5:61 with a 9. Left lane does improve also. Goes 1:074 with a 4. So great run out of both of those guys. That concludes seating 2. Cars are locked in. We are ready to go. So we're going to get these tires cleaned, get the computer switched over, and we'll be back for round 1. All right, guys, round 1, top eliminator group 2. First up in the right lane, we got Stuart Barber, 8.0 index, running up against ClarkSr in the 500 index. This is round 1. Here we go. Left lane takes the win, runs a 590 on a 500 index. Stuart runs a 910. Definitely looking for more consistency out of that car. I am still choking on my water from earlier. Crap. All right, next up in the right lane, we got Cody Clark with Bluey. He dipped into the 6s, so he's running in the 600 index. And we're running against Rob Herbert's Radical Prize Body in the left lane on the 500 index. Here we go, guys. Good luck. Chuck. Ooh, left lane takes it, runs a 509. 509 takes that one. Cody runs a 625, but it's not enough. Not enough to beat that Viper Alky Funny Car. Next up in the right lane in the 700 index is going to be Keith Atkinson's White Lightning in the 700 index. And in the left lane, we got Gone Postal, Kevin Stalker, in the 500 index. Actually, hold on, I got them swapped. So, right lane is Keith Atkinson, 700 index with the Tyco. Left lane, Kevin Stalker, Gone Postal with the 500 index. They are ready to rip. 2/10 head start. Here we go. Looks like the left lane takes that one, runs a 517. 517 to a losing 802. But the 802 was on a 700 index. So that sputter off the line killed that thing. Next up in the right lane, Quarter Horse in the 500 index. And he's going to be running up against Gabe Zamor with Venom running in the 600 index. So he's going to get spotted a 10th off the line. See if Dean can run him down. Here we go. Left lane takes that one, runs a 633 on a 600. Dean runs a 581, so his best pass, but it just wasn't quite enough. Okay, moving over to the right side of the ladder. Up top, we got ClarkSr with his red funny car running in the 500 index in the right lane. He is staged up against Cornhole Keith Atkinson in the 1.1 index. So he is going to get spotted 6/10 off the line. So here we go. It's quite a bit of a chase down here. Left lane breaks out, runs a 1093. Right lane takes that one, 550 with a 5. So tough break for Cornhole. Cornhole breaks out. That car will be back later for top fuel 4 gear though. So is going in the right direction. Next up in the right lane, Confusion, Ronnie Mullins, 600 index. He is going to be running up against Flash, who is going to be in our 400 index. That's the quickest you can go in this top eliminator group, even though he's run in the 3s. So unless something happens to Ronnie here, this is his race to lose. Here we go. Right lane takes the win. Runs a 670. Left lane goes 361. And breaks out by quite a bit. Next up, we got Rick Hice, Vitamin C in the right lane, running in the 400 index, which is our quickest index in this class. He ran a 415 and a 416. Running up against Dave Goodwin, who is going to be in the 1.2 index. So we are spotting 0.8 of a second here to Dave. Here we go. Right lane takes that one with a 410 with a 4. 410 with a 4 takes the win. Dave runs a 1.285, which is great, but not quite enough to take Rick's 410. So margin of victory was 80 thousandths of a second. That's because Rick ran only 10 thou over and Dave ran 85 over. So If you're wondering how that works, that's how it is. Next up, our last pair, round one, Tom Protsik, Copperhead in the right lane in the 1-0 index. He's going to be running up against, looks like Keith Atkinson's Stingray in the 500 index. It's going to be spotting a half second off the start. Make sure that's staged. That car is not liking staging, but because of the V-shaped front end. Here we go, guys. 500 to a 1-0. See who takes it. Right lane takes that one. Right lane takes it. One runs a 1:0:37, so he picked up big time. Left lane slows to a 5:98, so that car went the wrong way. Copperhead moves on. I'm gonna get these tires cleaned real quick. That concludes round number one for Group 2 Top Eliminator. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Go ahead and comment if you'd like to congratulate people, if you'd like to talk smack, if you'd like to ask questions about certain things. Do it in the comments. It helps the videos. We want to spread the word on how awesome our SCDRL racing is. So we'd love to see more of that out there. And we are going to jump right back into it. Right lane, we got Clark's Orange Funny Car in the 500 index. Let's get that set in here, 500. And he's running up against Radical Prize Body Rob Herbert, also in the 500 index. So this is going to be a heads-up race. Both cars are ready to rip. Here we go. Left lane takes that one, runs a 5:03, 5:03. That is getting dangerously close. Keith goes 5:85, which is his best pass with that car today. But it's just not enough for that 5:0. That car is going in the right direction, but now it's starting to get dangerous. So next up, we got Gone Postal, Kevin Stalker, also in the 500 index, right lane. Running up against Gabe Zamor, who is going to be in the left lane. He is a 0.6 index, so we're going to be spotting him a 10th off the starting line. All right, guys, here we go. Round two. Ooh, right lane takes that one, runs a 5:12, 5:12. So Gabe runs 6:29, which is great, but just not enough to beat a 5:12. Kevin moves on. Gabe is on the trailer. All right lane. ClarkSr 500 index, so a lot of 500 cars in this one. And we got Ronnie Mullins 600 index, so repeat indexes of last round. Ronnie's going to get a 10th off the line. Here we go. Like Clark drove around him on the top end, runs a 5:55. Margin of victory was 19 thousandths. So Clark takes that one. Ronnie runs a 63. Not quite enough, but 55 or 54 beats a 63. That's how it works in index racing, guys. Next up, Rick Hice, 416. He's in the 400 index. Right lane. He will be running up against Tom Prostsik's Copperhead in the 1-0. So we're going to be seeing a 6/10 spot off the starting line for Copperhead. Here we go. Last pair, round two. Right lane rips around him on the top end, runs a 4:11. 4:11 to Copperhead's 1:0:33. So 4:11 takes that one. He is moving on. Copperhead is going home. Not enough bite in that one. So that concludes round number 2. We're going to jump into our semifinals here. We got Rick Hice, Clark Gaynor, Rob Herbert, and Kevin Stalker coming up right now. So this is going to be a banger of a round here for Kevin Stalker and Rob Herbert. It's going to be a 500 heads up. Rob ran a 503 earlier, so he is getting very close to breaking out. We could see a double breakout, and that is the computer will decide who gets that one, but typically it's whoever is broke out the least. Both these guys on a 500 index, it is heads up. One of them is going to the final. Who's it going to be? Let's see. Left lane takes it, runs a 511 to a 513. Margin of victory, 2/1000ths, guys. 2/1000ths of a second. Really good race. Tough break for Kevin. He's out. He runs a 513. And let's see, Rob runs a 511. So 511, definitely a little safer than that 503. He's in the final. Next up, ClarkSr's red funny car, also in the 500 index. He's going to be running up against Rick Hice, who is in the 400 index. So Clark will get a 10th head start. Rick is going to try to run him down. Let's see who takes it. Here we go. One of them's going to the final. Left lane takes it, runs a 412 to, let's see, to Clark's 552. So that was a little bit more straightforward. Rick moving on to the final. I think this might be his first final with SCDRL. So both those guys are guaranteed a prize, which is pretty sweet. We're going to clean the tires on them, and we are going to turn them right around and run off our final. So Rob Herbert in the right lane. That is a giveaway car, guys, so that car is going to be available later on. And we got Rick in the left lane. So definitely watch our grand prize video if your cars are already out of this one. Grand prize video, we do more drawings. Everybody that has entries is in that drawing. So this is our final round, Group 2. Who's it going to be, Rick or Rob? Let's see. Here we go. Left lane takes it, runs a 411 to beat a 513. Margin of victory again, 2/1000ths of a second. So congratulations to Rick Hice. Rick takes the win. He is our winner. Runs a ripping of a lane. Ripping of a run, 411. So awesome run. Let's get these guys over to the prize table. All right, guys, this is a list of our amazing sponsors. So we got Harry Canary Bodies, DeFalco Design, Super Tires, Jag Hobbies, Lucky Bob's Raceway, Bomb Ass Beef Jerky, AFX, BRS Hobbies, Hardin Creek Slots, Midland Radio, Cody Clark, Radical Bodies, Enzo Rings, Viper Scale Racing, RC Superstore, and Photo Finish Bodies. So huge shout out to all of our sponsors. Couldn't do it without you. We got a lot of stuff out here. And as we go throughout the day of racing, we will add more items into here so that all the good stuff. I mean, it's a random draw, but somehow the beef jerky goes so fast because it tastes so good. But first up, we are going to draw our winner, Rick Hice. He wins a body, so ending in 52. So it looks like he wins this killer 53 Corvette Pro Mod by Harry Canary Bodies. So congrats, Rick. We will draw again for you after we draw our second place winner. So now we are going to draw for Rob. Rob gets a bag of beef jerky, so ending in 62. It looks like teriyaki jerky. This stuff is so good, guys. Definitely check them out. Snack on it while you're watching the races. You can't beat it. So pretty sweet. Now we are going to draw our second prize for our winner, Rick Hice. Rick gets a set of Viper Scale Racing tires, so ending in 73. Going to be some drag tires. He could probably use them under his 53 Corvette. So that concludes this round of racing. Hopefully you guys check out our other rounds. We encourage you to watch all of them, get familiar with who you're racing. You could be racing the other guys in any of our other races, and definitely come back for the grand prize drawing. All of these cars are going to be able to win more prizes during that. We have super cool stuff from a lot of our sponsors. So thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one.